Shalom, this is Amonute Tayac of Piscataway, Sophia Spiritualite, the AmaruKhan Miriyam, and I'm here with an update. I just wanted to let people know what kind of energy is coming in. I'll share the astrology video that I just watched, but it's really important to understand that if you're the type of person who is planning on ordering like a bunch of stuff from Christmas gifts or just gifts in general, after this new moon, it's going to be a little crazy with the ordering and the shipping and whatever. Like, I've watched about 3 different astrologers go on in great detail about what is going on after this new moon. So up to this new moon that's coming up, it's going to be a very good energy to like try to get stuff done, to make decisions about different things. But kind of like once the new moon comes, you might not want to be making no decisions about things. You probably don't want to. You probably want to avoid doing anything that's too like committing yourself to stuff, like helping people too much or whatever the case may be, because you know, the truth of the matter is people going to have to learn their lessons on their own. And if people haven't been doing the work, if they haven't been putting forth the effort to connect with their spiritual team and to develop their spiritual gifts, I think it's going to be really difficult for people. So you're going to have to resist the urge to help, especially after the 12th. Because it's a lot going on with the astrology. You look at an astrologer if you want to know, but I'm just listening to this and I'm like, oh, people need to know like that this is coming up. Because the thing I really want to talk about is that I kind of understand now the Gregorian calendar, and I want you all to think about this. Think about it this way. Sagittarius season is ruled by Jupiter and then I think Neptune or something like that. But it's a Jupiter energy, right? And then it's right next to Saturn 1 energy, which is Capricorn. Then you have Saturn 2 energy, which is Aquarius. Then that's followed by Jupiter again. So, and before this season we have that's ruled by Mars, right? Scorpio. Okay, so think about it this way. At the very beginning of Sagittarius season, you have Thanksgiving, which is a holiday about expanding, okay? And, basically spending time with family, fun stuff, just joyful stuff, right? And then right at the end of Sagittarius season, when you go into these really hard Capricorn or Saturn energies, you have Christmas. And so you can understand why they would put these two, because I never understood why the holidays were spaced out the way they were. Not that there were holidays. I understood like the physical meaning of the holidays, but energetically, why are there like so many holidays at the end of the year? Because you have like Labor Day, and then you have Halloween, and then you have Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I just didn't get it. But now I understand. That's because the beginning of the year, that is really the time it's a lot of self-reflection, and because it's so it's seeding the energy for the rest of the year. So you don't want to be clouding the beginning of your year with hanging out with a bunch of people. That's why there's like one holiday in January, which is MLK Day, and then like one half fake holiday in February, which is like Valentine's Day. It's not even a real holiday. And in March, that's when people always have their spring break. So as much as we hate the Gregorian calendar, there's a lot of wisdom in it, because imagine going into this time of great, seeding and replanting and regrowing and all of this stuff without having spent time with your family and gathered up all the energy that comes from being around other people who are also in a good mood. And I say that because the second half of this month, from after the new moon until the full moon, is like all miracles, like all because the full moon is the day after Christmas. I did schedule the new moon and the full moon and the masterclass meetings. Those are going to be posted on my community page. But so you want to get any effort you have to expend, you want to expend your effort before the new moon. And then between the new moon and the full moon, you want to be in receiving mode. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, because if you're receiving, someone has to be giving. So you may have to be on the giving end or whatever, but you just don't want to overdo it. If you are on the giving end, you don't want to overdo it. That's basically what they're saying. But a lot of good things are supposed to happen. So one thing, because Q Reeves had a live stream, and I think it's really important to mention to people, what you absolutely do not want to do more than anything else is carry the energy from the cross-quarter holiday when we did our 40-day fast up until now through this month. This month has a totally different energy. This is holly jolly Christmas energy. I don't even know how else to put it. Like, I was trying to think of another way to describe it, but no, this is holly jolly Christmas energy. And so you really need to have holly jolly Christmas energy all month. All month is holly jolly Christmas energy, okay? So don't feel bad that you are like, when good things start to happen, when good things start to happen, because if you don't watch astrology, then you might not really understand the size of the blessing that's coming. If you've been putting in work since August the 1st, when we started this fast, the last one we did, if you've been putting in work on yourself, even if you weren't fasting with us per se, but you've been putting in work on yourself, you've been really putting forth the energy, really getting out there, really sitting with the revelations you've come to about the people in your life and different situations and what they've done for you, and if you've been really sitting with the information, the knowledge that's been coming to you, and you've really been doing the internal work, and you've really been pushing through this energy, right? The next month is going to be fantastic. It is going to be like you have never seen before. You're going to think things and they're going to appear. It's just whatever you feel like you're lacking should just start to show up. Especially if you are tempering that work that you've done with leaning into your North Node energy. I'm seeing things just for me and some of the sisters I've never seen before. And I mean, this last year was really, really tough, with the canceling of the contracts and all that stuff. And it's almost like now the fruits, it's reversed. Normally you would have your harvest season, in September or through the summer or whatever. It's almost like we're going to harvest all winter so that these people are not going to be able to pretend like we're not. Everybody on this planet is going to see how we come up. They're going to see it. They're going to know it. They're going to know who it is and why it's happening. There's going to be no way that they can ignore or pretend like it's not because of who we are and the work that we've done. I feel like by waiting for it to get cold, in this winter that we're going to experience, by waiting for this time to give us our blessing, everyone's going to have to watch. They're not going to be able to pretend like it's not happening. They're not going to be able to cover it up, because this time, especially right now, they don't want to talk about the financial news. They don't want to talk about any of the other things that are going on. The only thing that they can talk about, or they will have to talk about, is how successful we are at what we're doing. They're not going to have nothing else to talk about. and they're not going to be able to explain it. And that's why they're going to talk. It's brilliant. I mean, it's truly brilliant. I mean, I could have never come up with a strategy like this that's so unbelievable, because after I heard one astrologer say, oh, this week and then this month is so great, I was like, that's interesting. Then another one, oh my gosh, this week and this month is going to be so great. That's weird. Then another one, I was like, okay. And then, listening to Q, and I was like, okay, I wanted to put a message out to my friends here on this page. Please, whatever you do not hold the negativity of the last 2, 3, 4 months. Do not hold on to it. It is chaff. It needs to be blown away in the wind. I don't know if it's a video going around the internet where it shows, if I can, I'll screen record it or I download it. It shows the wheat versus the chaff. And the wheat is actually heavy. So in order to separate it, the guy throws it into the air and the chaff just blows off to the side and the wheat lands. I didn't even know that was possible. I never seen anything like that. And that's what's happening right now. Everything is going to be thrown up to the air, and the people who have substance, who have built up their treasures in heaven, i.e. their treasures inside themselves that they're going to take with them through multiple incarnation cycles, those are the ones that are going to be so heavy, we're going to land to the ground with all that we've actually built up. And the chaff, since all of their stuff is just projection, they're not going to have nothing. They're going to fall. They're going to fly off into the distance somewhere. They're going to be taken way off kilter. They're not going to know. They're not going to have no foundation. Meanwhile, since we've done the work to build ourselves up, make ourselves sustainable spiritually sustainable during this whatever time that's coming, everything that comes in towards us is going to be fantastic. It's going to reflect the work that we've already done. All the work that we've already done is going to be reflected. Like, even with myself, I realized today, literally today, that some of the stuff that I need, I don't need it, because if I get it, that's indicating that I want to stay in the position that I'm in. So I have to tread very lightly when thinking about the kind of stuff that I want to, what stuff I want to bring in to this place where I'm staying, because I don't want to take none of this stuff with me when I go. So if I get like a brand new, nice, fancy toaster oven, it's telling the spirit realm, okay, you want to stay here. No, I don't. I got to get out of that place. I got to have something to cook with, but I don't have to be super fancy, super nothing. So, thanks to the donations, I just bought a toaster oven from Walmart. It was $20. If it breaks, I don't care. I don't want to bring nothing in this place. Then I'm going to feel like I have to stay here. That's not a good situation for me to be in. So you got to also think about like all this stuff and how you frame it in your mind, because it's really you against you in this battle. It's nobody else really having this type of situation, especially in your case, is based on what you are doing. And so, hold on. I might want to pay attention while I do this. So, I just say all that to say, I want people to live, especially the second half of this month, live like you've never experienced a day of poverty. Live like you've never experienced a heartbreak. Live like you've never, you've never been sick. Okay? Because all of those things have the possibility in this timeline, the way things are looking, to just go away. Like, to literally just go away, to just disappear like they never happened or like they never was happening. That's really what it feels like. That's what I'm getting intuitively from the different astrology that I'm hearing and how it applies to us, because the astrology don't apply to everybody the same. So everybody who's listened to this astrology and they're thinking, it's going to be great for me. No, some of those people are getting ready to suffer. They're getting ready to suffer bad because they haven't done any work. they haven't done any work. And so, no, you don't get to enjoy the blessing when you haven't done any of the work. And this has nothing to do with bloodline at this point. It's just you got Saturn still churning around. It just got to 1 degree. If you haven't done any of the work, that Saturn's been churning around at literally 0 degrees for 6 weeks. Like, no, you're not going to just, wake up and this trine energy comes in and things are going to be going great for you. No, actually, you're going to get the opposite. You're going to get the dark side of all of that, because the good side has to go to the people who've been doing the work, who've been putting forth the effort to try to make things better. And then you're going to have people who's just kind of caught in the middle. Some of them are not negative per se, but they haven't done any work. And so I don't know. I'm going to be watching very carefully. That's one reason why I like Twitter, because I can see, some of these neutral, sort of chaotic people, and see what they start to report. But even some of them are just going to be floating. They're going to be grounded by the blessings that their bloodline has stored up for them. Some of the quote unquote Negroes. So, it's a lot of different stuff that can happen. I just want to put out there, to people that you really please don't carry any of the stress and the struggles and the bad stuff from the last few weeks and months, year, whatever, into this season. This season right here is designed to set up your 2024. That's why it's so great. Between now and then they have a huge conjunction in January. This is setting up our 2024 so that it can be positive. See, because what they did last year, let's just do a quick review. What happened last year was right before Christmas, they had that Megan Thee Stallion, or Megan the Boy Horse, and Tory Lanez thing erupted, right? And so, whereas we were supposed to have this really good energy going into Christmas, it was everybody started arguing. Oh, Meg, oh, Tory, oh, this, oh, that. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. Even I was getting into it with some different people. And I was like, ooh, what did I do? I didn't do anything to these people. What's going on? And then right after that, that's when we canceled the Willie Lynch letter. And then from there, we canceled the Haitian independence document. And then from there, we canceled the Masonic Creed. Then we canceled the, and I looked back at my Masonic Creed video. They put a warning label on that. But basically, instead of being able to start the year with this good energy, we started the year, at least I started the year, fighting. Well, we're not doing that this year. This is what I want to tell people. We are not fighting in 2024. 2024, we are done fighting. The fight is over. Just like the Hebrew widow said, the fight is over. So now the energy supports us in the fight is over. So if the energy is supporting us in the fight being over, don't fight. I'm not arguing with nobody. Negroes, orange, purple, blue, green, nobody. I am not fighting. I refuse. I refuse to fight with anyone right now. Period. Because if I do, I know that's what I'm carrying into next year. Plus, we have the Sagittarius new moon followed by a Cancer full moon. That Cancer full moon, that energy that's going around with the Cancer full moon is what is going to be your, it's what's illuminated from the Cancer new moon, which was in, the Cancer new moon was in July. And so what between now and the Cancer full moon, everything that you've been working on, emotional, that would make you be emotional, is going to be illuminated. They can't stop this. We've been working on ourselves. This is why we had to dig down and work on ourselves basically all this year, especially from our new year. We've been working on ourselves, us individual, ourselves, building ourselves since our new year. We're about to see some fruits for that. That was difficult. Saying no, we're not worried about no groups of people. We're not worried about this. We're not worried about none of that. We've been 10 toes down on ourselves and our own energy. We about to reap the harvest for that. And don't miss it by holding on to stuff from the past. So this is what I figured out. I like Q Reeves. If you want to dig through a lot of this stuff really fast, that's who you go to. He's like a surgeon. He can pinpoint the problem, isolate the issue, and remove it. That's a surgeon, right? What we do over here, especially with the tarot spiral, is the same thing, but we're not going in and we're taking a holistic approach. We're going to start with the small problems, then you're going to work your way up. It's a gradual process. Not saying that one is right and one is wrong, but I'm explaining the difference. What we do is gradual. We take you step by step by step. We walk you through it so that you can't get into it again. What he does is if you got a malignant, if you've got a tumor that's going to kill you, you got to go to a specialty surgeon and let them remove that thing. That's what he does. That's what he does. Now, a lot of people, they don't go to him for that, but that's how to energetically understand the difference between what he's doing and what I'm doing. What we do is the same thing. Anything that he can find out on the regression, I can see in your chart, especially once, or I can pull it energetically. It's the same thing. But some people, they need that quick removal. They can't do this process because it would take them too long and they don't have the strength to do it. Like if you see some of these people who are in hospice, which I used to sing to people in hospice, they can't go on a get healthy plan. It's not going to work for them because it's not going to work fast enough. So for example, I know several people, several family members, I'm going to recommend, or I'm going to pay for them to get regressions because I want them to get rid of these problems, but they can never do it the way that I'm doing it. This way really turns you into, like I said, a shaman. This is a shamanic this is a shamanic practice. This just turns you into a spiritual guru, like your own personal spiritual guru. Some people, they can't handle that. They need to have that thing removed, especially people who are in a lot of pain, anguish, turmoil, fear, all of that. If they're at a very, very low vibration, you can't send them to me to get a reading. That's not going to help them because they're not going to understand it. They need to go to somebody who can change their life overnight. That I'm convinced, because I know the people I want to get regressed. Once they get regressed, I'm gonna know. I feel it. Like this is so. If you have family members. So that's to say, some people will be open to regressions. That's not going to be open to doing this type of work here. Like going through it, really understanding, getting to the heart of the matter, really thinking it through. Everybody is not the same. Some people, they see Q and you explain to them what they do. They might be, oh yeah, I'll do that. Oh yeah, it can help with that. Oh yeah, I'll do that. That might be better for them. So what we also have to do is be able to pinpoint what is going to help people the best. So if you have men, like my old man, I want him to get regressed. He don't understand the stuff that I'm talking about. It's way too much. But I told him, yeah, he might be able to help you with some of the stuff you're dealing with. He was like, oh yeah. And it's a brother, so they feel comfortable. You know what I mean? You got to know what will help people. You don't want to have the knowledge that could help somebody improve their situation and not share the knowledge. Maybe sharing me with people is probably not going to be the best option. But getting some of these brothers over the queue, absolutely. You can absolutely bet it. That is 100% what I would do. I'm just saying. And then I'm going to try to learn how to do that light language activation. And then that may be good for I would do that on like women who can't get to this like level of information. Talk to your spirit guides. We do need somebody among us who can do light language activations. So you might want to talk to your spirit guide, see if you're one of the people who should be learning how to do that. I don't know, like the person who did the light language activation on me, she did a ceremony with someone, and she learned how to do it by taking mushrooms. So that's something that it has to be explored. So anyway, but we have to find. Of course, Aaron does it, but I like people that I know. If I can at all make that happen. So that's something, but that we definitely need to do. We need to get light language activation. We need to really, really focus on these different healing modalities. And now is the time to ask for it. Whatever you ask for, you're going to be able to do it. I'm not sure I want to be able to regress people. I know that I would not want to, if I learned how to do it, I would only do it for people that is like y'all. I would not do it for my own family, because I would want them to go to somebody else, because they won't believe it coming out of my mouth. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I would learn it if there were people who think that they would rather deal with me over somebody like Q, because I mean we even got the same freaking name. His name is Quentin, like my son, and QUE like my name. So I resonate with a lot of the stuff that he says, like really. So long story short on all of this stuff, ask for what you want, make a wish, wish upon the star, wish upon the moon, whatever you want. Make sure you're asking again. If you've asked for the same thing 1,000 times, ask again. You're going to see it show up. That's one. Two, do not overdo it after the new moon. You can overdo it now. You're not going to overdo it now, but you could overdo it now. But once that new moon comes, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to want to sit back and let things naturally happen. You're going to want to tune in to your spirit team and really, really stay focused on whatever it is that they want you to do. And the last thing, of course, is figure out what spiritual gift you can communicate to our people as humans. And, make sure you ask for that too. We have access to spiritual gifts. We have to ask for those, though. And it's not that it's bad or good or right or wrong or whatever, but there's a lot of different spiritual modalities. You're going to have to ask for what you want. So, I definitely want to encourage people to check. I'm going to share some of the astrology videos so that you can hear what I'm talking about. Like, I watched like 3 astrology videos in a row, and the people were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, the energy. And I was like, ooh, let me hurry up and tell y'all what's going on. The miracles are coming. All you have to do is stay in a high vibration. Don't let anything from the past deter you from asking for what you want now. And when you ask for it, know that it's going to show up. It is absolutely going to show up. Some of the stuff that's happening, even just understandings, uploads and stuff like that, I've never, and all the stuff, everything even isn't even out of retrograde yet. Try to talk like a regular person. Everything isn't even out of retrograde yet. This is talking about stuff happening still with a lot of retrograde planets. And also Mercury retrograde is already, the energy is already here. So you're going to have technical problems and stuff like that. I went to my website. I realized you couldn't order any of the readings. I was like, well, how did that happen? I set this up and I tested it, and I'm looking at it now. You can't order none of the readings. So I had to go back and fix it and whatever. So that's why I set up all of my dates for the classes. Now I'm gonna do a tarot class too. I'm probably gonna go ahead and pick the date now, because I want that to be set up before Mercury goes into retrograde, and we're gonna do that in the beginning of January. So I just didn't pick the date yet. So I'll be posting those on my channel, because they said that the email service I was using, they're not going to be using them anymore. Like, they're going out of business, of course, as soon as I start using it. So I'll be posting those to my channel so that you guys can sign up for them. So you'll have to sign up for the actual classes from my channel. I'm not going to email them out, but I will email the participants with the notes afterwards. All of them are free, so all of them are free. If you can contribute to my cause here, I would greatly appreciate that. But after the 12th, please don't send me nothing, because I don't want nobody to oversend to me and it be some kind of issue. So if you think you want to send me something, I appreciate it, but don't do it after the 12th. I will feel very uncomfortable if somebody does something that's going to mess themselves up by trying to do something for me. Don't do it. So before the 12th, that's cool. After the 12th, I'm going to be saying every video, don't send me nothing. I'll send it back to you if I have to. Don't, because I don't want anybody to be caught up in this. And I know what's going to happen. I can see it. I can see what's going to happen. And a lot of content creators are not going to have it done the astrological research to know that after the 12th, you don't want to ask for it. So you ask for it now. I did the right thing by asking when I did. Ask for it now. Like I am. Continue. If you got some you can help, fine. I'm asking for it now. After the 12th, don't do anything. Like, don't spend any unnecessary money. I'm telling you, I'm gonna share the video so y'all can see them. It's really going down energetically, and that's when people are gonna start asking, because what they're gonna do is, if you are a person, an entity that's negatively oriented, you know for a fact that after the new moon, that's when that energy is going to switch, so that people will overindulge. And so they will wait until the 12th to start overindulging and over asking for stuff. So don't, I'm telling you, do it now if you can. Get it out the way. If you have content creators you like to support, do it now. Do it before the new moon. Do not send these people nothing after the new moon. I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. It just doesn't feel right. And I feel like a lot of the people who use the astrology for nefarious reasons are going to actually try to capitalize off this, and then you will start your year fighting. And remember, this, we're talking about the Cancer full moon. So basically, that whatever it is that's going to be a light shined upon, the light that's going to be shined on is going to be shined on you overspending. So for the next 6 months, you're going to have to spend your energy overspending. Now I see how it comes together. Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Okay, that's the trap. We have to stop this cycle. So, up to the new moon, everything is good. In the new moon, cut it off until after the full moon. Well, really after Mercury retrograde, but for sure until after the full moon. So, after the full moon, you probably will be fine. But that time between the new moon and the full moon this year specifically, it's going to be a real push for you to spend a lot of money, so that you will be spending your inheritance. What's supposed to come to you, instead of sitting back and saying, hey, the Most High is going to show up for me the right way, it's like forcing you to spend it out. You need to do it before the 12th, okay? Or at least have the plan to do it before the 12th. If you can't execute it all the way because you're waiting for payday or whatever, have in your mind what you're going to do, write it down, stick to it. Don't do nothing. I'm telling you, think about it very carefully. Think about what you did last year for people for Christmas or whatever. Don't do it between the 12th and Christmas. Don't do it. You're going to want to really watch it. Like, matter of fact, I'm going to even myself make my list, the stuff I want to get for my kids. I'm going to stick to it. If I don't get it, I don't care, but I'm going to make my list for them, and I'm going to stick to it, because I just know that that time period, the way they're describing it is not the way that I'm energetically feeling it. I'm feeling it more like, no, it's a trap for you to get into this cycle for a whole nother 6 months of giving away your inheritance. And we're not going to be doing that. Matter of fact, I might not even do no trading during that time. I might just, If my trade haven't hit by then, I might just let it ride until the end of that month, because I don't want to be stuck in a trade and then be losing the whole 2 weeks. Not losing the whole 2 weeks. It's okay if I lose. I don't want to be in a trade and I don't know. I gotta look at it now because I'm just thinking. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The long story short of all of this is, from now until the 12th, write your list. Like, this is the reason why Christmas is the way that it is. It has nothing to do with Santa or any of that. It's the energy. Right? Make a list. Check it twice. Who's naughty and who's nice? Okay? Stick to that. Don't do nothing. If you got ordering stuff, get it out the way. Get it out the way, because once we get on the other side of this, it's not going to be pleasant. And you don't want to be stuck giving away your inheritance for the next 6 months. That's the primary way they kept us in this cycle. When we got to this time of year, we're supposed to be happy and joyous and celebrating and all of that. The first thing people do is fussing and fighting and arguing. And instead of having thought about it now, what you want to get for people and all that stuff, you think about it in the next 2 weeks after the new moon. Then you turn into a whole nother thing. No, we got to get ahead of this. And it's really a little late to get ahead of it, because it's already the 5th. And the 12th is like a few days away, and that shadow starts on the 11th. So we're a little bit behind the curveball. I'll say that, but we're not too late. So you have the rest of this week, almost this whole weekend. Get your brain right, okay? Get your brain right. Don't give away your inheritance for next year by arguing with some Negroes and being fussing and fighting, or overspending. They want you to do both, because guess what? If you fighting with somebody for the whole next 6 months, you're going to fight for the whole next 6 months. And if you're giving your money away, the spotlight is going to be on you giving your money away in ways that you had not planned. You want to be specific. That's why ask for whatever you want. Make your list as long as you want it. It's not about that. It's about getting what you asked for. If this is what you asked for, it's going to show up over the next 6 months. If you don't ask for it, it's not going to show up. So you have to ask, and then you have to wait to receive. You have to do both. And you have to be happy about it. So the best way to do that was what? Give us a holiday. Call it Christmas. Set up these 12 days of Advent, these 24 days, all of this stuff, whatever. Get you not focused on fussing and fighting, arguing, being joyful. Guess what? Usually at this time, this is when the employers, between the 12th and the 24th is when the employers should be having their Christmas things. I bet you they have them early, because they don't want to get caught next year giving away all this stuff. They know all of this. They know, oh, we just figuring it out. I'm going to keep track of that too. I bet whoever has a real job, come back and comment on after y'all have y'all Christmas party. Let us know, because I'll bet you anything they having Christmas parties before the 12th or the 13th. Because they don't want to get caught in that new moon energy of having to give away a bunch of stuff to their employees all year. They don't want to do that. They're going to have their Christmas parties early and get it. Oh, I never understood that. But they always, this is every year. This energy is like this every year. If we get it right this year, next year we're not going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about something totally different. We're going to be moving on to the next level. It's really important. It's so important that I got all of my conference call. And I was like, I got to make this video now, because I know when I get in the house, I got stuff to do. I can get back on the call. I'm telling you, it's really, really important. I'll share some of the videos I've seen about the energy that's coming up. They're all saying the same thing. They interpreting it. I'm not interpreting it the same way that they are. Yes, it is going to be good, but you got to watch out. You got to prepare yourself. Similar, but just different for what we've seen. Because I remember last year, it was really crazy. It was really crazy for me. And then I spent once I started arguing, I spent the next 6 months fighting. I'm not trying to do that again. So I'm going to put on my Santa hat. Next time y'all see me, I'm going to have a Santa hat. I'm going to go get me one. I'm going to be wearing my Santa hat, holly jolly, red and green, staying in that frequency and not getting distracted. I'm about to go buy me some Christmas shirts. I wasn't even thinking about that till just now. No, I'm not getting stuck at this energy. And I suggest y'all really think about how you want to process the next 3 weeks, basically. And don't be arguing with no people. You don't want to be arguing, and you don't want to be forced into, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No. You don't want to be forced. Make your plans, stand 10 toes down on your plans, and leave it like that, okay? All right. So, shalom, everyone. Peace and blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.